Hello, this is Billy Core from the Nostalgia Mall, and today we're going to be taking a look at a very interesting graphical user interface from back in the day called GEOS, or GOS, or GEOS, what the heck am I talking about, OS? um, it basically was originally intended as a graphical environment and application suite for DOS, and it was also commonly found on earlier 8-bit systems like the Apple II and the Commodore 64. Unfortunately, I do not own an Apple II nor a Commodore 64, but what I do own are plenty of IBM compatible PCs that I don't know what to do with. Well, I know what to do with them, use them, and play with them, and have a good time. So today we're going to be looking at one of the DOS derivatives of GeoS called GeoWorks Ensemble 2.0, and this was released in 1993. I guess this could be seen as like a cheaper alternative to Windows 3.1, considering the time that it came out. We're going to be looking at it today on my Packard Bell Legend 204 CD, which is a 486 DX2 running at 66 megahertz. So I already have it installed on here. It uses several floppy disks. The minimum CPU requirements for this is an 8088, I believe. So we have way more than enough power to run this. So what we need to do is we need to go to the GeoS, no, not that directory, GeoS 20 directory, and just type in that. And I don't think my capture card was able to get the splash screen, but here we are. This is the main environment of GeoS called GeoManager, which gives us access to all of our applications. It's kind of think of it as kind of like the program manager equivalent from Windows 3.1. And we get several different apps to try out, including Tetris. And it's using the PC speaker, but obviously you can't really hear that. No, it's not letting me flip the pieces around like it does on the Windows Entertainment Pack version, which I'm the most familiar with. Funny thing about Tetris is that I hated it as a kid. I could not figure out how the heck I was supposed to play this game. But in recent years, I finally figured it out, and I do quite enjoy Tetris from time to time. My favorite version is the one from the Windows Entertainment Pack. Let's take a look at some more apps that you get. You get desk accessories, which I guess is a folder where you can keep random documents in. You get a README, which opens up a text file editor. This desk accessories folder has been created to allow you to create a special class of applications called desk accessories. To create a desk accessory, simply drag the application icon to this folder. Once placed in this folder, the application will assume the special desk accessory behavior described below. So yeah, I really don't understand this. I'm still kind of new to this. If you're wanting a complete explanation on how this program or operating environment works, I am not the person to come to for that. This video is mainly just me screwing around with GeoS and seeing what we can do with it. So we get a calculator. 2 plus 2 is 4. Again, I'm not good with math, so there's really not much we can do here. We get a clock, which is more like settings for a clock. There we go. I guess we can just drag the clock wherever we want it. Get an analog there, a skeleton clock. A human clock? Ugh, ugh, I'm not sure how that works, so let's just stick with the digital clock for now. Okay, apparently that goes away. Okay, hide this window. There we go, there we go. I'm still kind of a newbie to this, but so far I find it kind of interesting to be using a graphical DOS environment other than Windows for once. GeoBanner. I'm guessing this is a program where you can create and print out banners. Um, whoa. There it is. Apparently we don't have a way to save it, and I don't have a printer connected, so yep, goodbye banner. GeoCalc, what does this do? Okay, this looks like a some kind of a spreadsheet program, or possibly a database program. GeoCom. Okay, this looks like a terminal application. Don't have the modem connected, so can't use that. GeoDecks, which is, as you can guess, a Rolodex program for keeping addresses. Um, that's the best I could come up with there. uh, could not save first. That's odd. Oh, well, it saved it somehow. GeoDraw, which looks to be the Microsoft Paint equivalent that GEOS has. So let's create a painting, shall we? Now, is there like a paintbrush here? Oh, we got that. And a paint filler. Wow, that's slow rendering there. GeoPaint. Presumably this uses short file names, considering this is running on top of DOS. This is DOS 6.2, by the way. GeoPlanner, which looks to be a calendar, and it's odd seeing such an odd, not odd, it's odd seeing such an old environment displaying the year 2018 on here, but there you have it. GeoWrite, which I assume is a basic word processor. Okay, do we get any fonts we can play with? Not many. I think Windows had a leg up on fonts. Okay, let's at least make it a little bit bigger. Okay, we can save this. We'll give it a name. We'll just name it GeoDock. Okay, next we get a preferences where we can set preferences. This is the equivalent of the control panel from Windows. We get video. Currently we're using 640 by 480 at 16 color. I don't believe this can go beyond 16 colors. Text, stuff there. International, we'll keep things set the way they are there. We're using a Microsoft PS2 mouse, although we're using a much later mouse than that existed at the time this software came out. I'm using a Microsoft optical mouse from the early 2000s, but it works just fine, obviously. Modem, don't feel like setting that up. Probably won't be able to get far with that. Printer, don't have one set up. And we can set a desktop background, apparently. That is cool. Guess we can set the okay, let's get this back out of this. There you go. Got a background there. Let's go back to preferences. Let's try another background. That's pretty cool looking, I must say. So we'll keep that there for now. Bunch of random settings that we probably shouldn't be messing with there. Date and time, again, odd seeing the year 2018 show up there. Fonts, or lack of fonts, if you ask me. And I guess settings for the operating system itself. Again, GEOS was a very popular user environment on the Commodore 64. I do want to get a Commodore 64 at some point. 80s computers really don't interest me that much, and I know that's kind of a sacrilege when it comes to the vintage computer community, but when it comes to the 80s computers, the Commodore 64 does intrigue me a little bit, and I'm in no hurry to get one, but I may start with just emulating some of this stuff. And one thing I would like to try on the Commodore 64 is GeoS. Keyboard settings, we're using a US keyboard there, so we'll keep that where it is. Lights out. Oh, it's a screensaver. Didn't know this had screensaver. This GeoS thing has more to it than I thought. Apparently there's no way to preview it. Okay, we'll just wait 2 minutes and see what happens. Okay, I waited 2 minutes and nothing happened, so we'll just ignore the screensaver for now. Look and feel. Guess you can adjust the font size and some kind of security thing for documents. Sound, there's really not much we can do here except turn sound on and off. It just uses the PC speaker. You can't really use a sound card or anything like that with it. Task switch, which is the equivalent of Task Manager, I believe. And that's all of the preferences we got there. We'll go back to the Geo Manager. Scrapbook. Create new empty document. Not really sure what this is. Oh well. And Solitaire, which we're not going to get very far because, well, I hate to admit this, I don't know how to play Solitaire. I know, I've been working with computers since I was 5 years old, but I don't know how to play Solitaire. That's That's depressing. So yeah, really not much difference from the Windows Solitaire that I know of. But again, I don't know how to play that. And we already tried Tetris, text file editor. I believe this is the equivalent of Notepad. And yeah, GeoManager. And we can have different views here. Believe it or not, that is not a button to get you on the internet. I actually don't know what that does. I'm clicking it and it does nothing. It does nothing. Okay, I don't know what I just did there. Okay, we got some kind of a view of the root of the C drive. There we go. I think we're back to normal there. DOS, not quite sure what that does. Again, I'm quite a bit of a noob when it comes to this, so gives us access to the floppy drive. Let me find a floppy disk. Actually got a AOL 2.5 disk that we can try. See if it can read it. And there it is. Obviously, this is a Windows program, so we can't open that, but that's just for proof of concept there. And it also shows a B drive, but there actually is not a B drive on here. This computer only doesn't have enough slots for it, and it can let us read a CD-ROM disk. So let me go through my binder of CDs, and I really don't think there's any programs written for GEOS that you can run from a CD-ROM. Let's just use this disk for installing Windows 95. That's good enough just to prove the concept, I suppose. Oh, there we are. I wasn't paying attention. There's the Windows 95 CD in all its glory. Again, we really can't do much with this. Well, we can maybe read the README. And that shows up surprisingly well. So we'll go ahead and take the CD back out for safekeeping. Trying to remember where it goes in this. You can't see me right now, but trust me, I exist. Alright, I'll just throw it aside right now. And that's really all there is I know of we can show on here. I think there were programs you could get to install onto GEOS, but I am not really aware of those. Again, this is mainly just me running this and trying stuff for the first time. I have tried it. I have used this a few times in other situations in preparation for this video. Obviously, I didn't prepare well enough. So this is probably not the best video to be watching if you want to get down and dirty with GEOS. So we'll go ahead and exit to DOS, because I want to try one thing while we're here. Can't type today for some reason. Why can't we get into Windows? Well, that did it. Going into Windows, but I have a perfectly good reason for this. Okay, we're into Windows now. Let's go into File Manager. You probably already know where this is going. Yep, here we go, folks. We're going to load GeoS from Windows 3.1. I believe it's this file right here. It works, folks. It actually does work. And I already know this because I've tried it before. And we're back in Windows. So I guess that's all there is to show in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Kind of a different look on kind of an obscure OS. I think there were different versions of GeoS that came out later. I think they were maybe bought out by someone, and there were different versions that came out afterwards. I don't know the details. Someone in the comments might be able to fill in the blanks there. I do have another interesting graphical DOS environment that I want to show in the future. I'm working on that video right now, getting things together for that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We have new videos every Tuesday and Thursday, sometimes in between. If you would like to support me on Patreon, the link for that is down in the description below. So until next time, this is Billy Core, signing off.